Hey guys, this is Shane and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. And hey, today I'm going over some of the first finds of the new year, January 2023. I got out and did some sourcing after the holidays, and my stores, I still contend that this, end of December, early January timeframe can be a really good time for sourcing. And I guess a case in point, I was at my library bookstore, and the people that were working there were just run ragged with people pulling boxes in for donations. So I'm hoping in the next month that I really see some stuff, just some really new, fresh stuff and lots of quantity coming in to my sourcing. So hopefully that'll be the case for you as well. I went by my thrift store that I've kind of been, it's a honey hole over the summer. I've showed you some videos in the past couple months of how depleted it is, and they've talked about they don't have people to work, they get hit hard by booksellers. So I showed up and it looked completely depleted still as I'm walking up to it, but I think it's because the shelves looked so bare even when they put a few things out, and I must have timed it because I did pick up a few things. So let me show you what I've got, and I hope you guys are having a good start to your new year. Thanks for the views, subscribing, commenting. You guys keep watching. I'll keep doing it. We'll see what happens. So let's jump into what I found, give you some comps, things I like to sell, and I'm sending some of this stuff to Amazon. Some of the stuff will stay on eBay, just depending on where I think I can get the best price. So the first thing I'm going to show is actually a Nickelodeon Dora Sleepy Time DVD. So I got this for 50 cents. It was $1. The blue dot means 50 cents. And comps on this are like 20 to 25 bucks. So one of my things that I'm looking at doing this year, we'll see if I get off the dime, is to try to get ungated on other media like this. So when I'm starting to spend some time when I see stuff, especially stuff this is sealed, start kind of laying in some inventory, kind of prepping for that. And I'll hopefully work on that this spring, but late winter, spring. But this will be something that I would be in that, trying to work toward that. And again, this is actionable, measurable goals. How I want to do this, so I've got to get ungated, I've got to build inventory, so I've got to put in the time to build that. Here's one at that thrift store, the Modern Flower Painter, and this is a good $20 book. This was $2 there, so but this is a solid $20 book. Then must have been, I think a lot of times when you see this, it's a lot of the same kind of donations, because right next to it there was acrylic painting, and this is a $35 book. Again, I paid $2 for it. Both these will go into Amazon. They had pretty good scores. They're the sort of thing that these two books together, $2 each, paid $4, but I can make $30 to $32 profit, even with paying $2 each for them. So this is a really pretty book too. I like it. All right, now I love this one. This is so cool. On a Steel Horse I Ride, right? And this is a book on the MH-53 Pavlo helicopter. It's not a $45 book. I think I probably won't list it that high. I'll put this on eBay. It's got a few little, niblets on it, kind of wear spots. I think I can still get 35, 40 bucks for it. It's a really good book. This will go to Amazon, paid $1 for this. Are you stuck in traffic? Pretty decent e-score. It's a $20 book. It's one of those things, self-help type things. That's something I can't train my eye on. This is something I just scan, right? I can't keep all these in my brain or what looks good. There's so many of them that are dated, but this is a good example of something, you make $5 to $8 profit on. Okay, here was, this is a good example of a $5 one. This is a $15 book. Paid $1.50 for this one. How to Read Music in 30 Days. This thing has a real high e-score. On ScoutIQ, it's like 151. So I can send this in, make $5, $6, $7 profit pretty quick. It's selling like every day. So this one will go to Amazon. I was surprised at this one. I saw this, I picked it up because it was interesting. It was 3 books in one. This critical thinking logic. It's a $30 book. I was actually surprised at this. It caught my attention on the shelf there. This critical thinking, 3 volumes in one. It was in really good shape, but man, it's I didn't expect it to be a $30 book. So paid $1 for that one. Okay, here's one I got at my library, and this is kind of what you call a flyer, right? Okay, this book here, the Patrician Tribune, Publius Claudius Pulcher, kind of a Roman Empire kind of history. It actually came out of the biography section. This thing, when it had a really pretty cover, great shape. I paid $1 for this, okay? It's on ScoutIQ for Amazon. It's sold one in the last 6 months, but it sold for $83. That's what I don't know that it sold for. The price, the lowest price is $83. New ones of this are listed at $150. That seems kind of excessive to me, but given that I got it for $1, even though it only has an E-score of 1, it's something that I'm willing to send in. I'll price it maybe a little more competitive, see what happens, see if people, if the prices come down. But I'll try it. For $1, I'll take a flyer on it, and if I can make, it'd be like $60, $65 profit. But I think that's what I'll do with this one. But sometimes, you just roll the dice, see what happens. It's a really pretty book, though. All right, here's one. This kind of thing, when I see this, I tend to pick it up and check it out. This Extraordinary People, Understanding Savant Syndrome. There's a lot of things, I think, when you're, these, when it's talking about different physical, mental, emotional conditions, it seems like they're good sellers, right? This is a $20 to $24 book. Again, I paid $1 for it. All right, here's another example of a quick 5. Real Magic, just talking about clairvoyance, I think telepathy, psychokinesis, things like that. Real Magic. I paid 50 cents. Paid 50 cents for this one. This is only a $12 or $13 book, but on Amazon, the E-score on this with ScoutIQ is like 151 plus. This sucker's selling like every day. It's a good, easy $5, $6 profit. It's just like, hey, take them while you're sending other stuff in. Take it while you can. It's always good. All right, here's one caught my eye. This is John, the small town reseller. His channel. I've got a link on my YouTube page. I did some cookbooks. I'm trying to learn more about cookbooks. Right? I was always about the Betty Crocker cookbooks, but I'm trying to learn more. He said he focused on specific diets or like manuals, like for air fryers. So I was walking along. What did I see? Keto air fryer. All right, this is a $20 book all day long. Pretty high E-score, pretty high score. I'll send this into Amazon as well. I think it'll sell quick. But keto air fryer. There you go. Thought that was cool. These were in the free bin. It was Lum and Abner, some VHS tapes. I think they're not going to be big sellers. I'll put them out on eBay. They'll maybe get $10 or $15 for them, but they're in a free bin. They're not VHS. I'm sorry. They're even for those of you that are on the younger age spectrum, you may not have ever used these, right? But cassette tapes. Back in the day when I had 8-track, I had a Mustang and I had an 8-track player. I always loved 8-tracks because of the tactile feel. You'd rummage around on your seat and pull one out. And then when you would jam it into your 8-track player, you just got this tactile sensation from it, right? And then when cassettes came out, cassette decks came out, 8-tracks started to wane, and it's like everybody had cassettes and they were so small. And I always loved the 8-tracks. It kind of dates me, but cassettes, they were free. People still have cassettes. They'll sell $10, $12. They were free. All right, here's one I haven't really priced out. I think this will be, I actually paid $3 for this one. It's a NASA, Pioneer, flight to Jupiter. There's the SP number. I'll list this. I think this might be like $30. It's in good condition. Had a little bit had one crease on the back, unfortunately. But, look, it has talks about it, but then it's all sciencey, and then goes into, some of the images of Jupiter, Saturn. Yeah, Pioneer. So, there you go. That's a good one. Good NASA. Love selling NASA stuff. Okay, here's one. It just caught my eye. School of Classical Dance. There's ballet. This is a $20 book. Yeah, paid paid $1 for it. Yeah, see, paid $1. Solid $20, so it's good. All right, tab books, Hendrix. This was $1. I always can get these. I can get 10 to 15 for these. Always make sure. See, it's got the CD in it. Looks like it hadn't been used. And then when you list them, see when it has the see if I can get where you can see it. See, it has the music stuff, right? But then see, it has the finger positions. That's the tablature. So it will usually say that. Sometimes on the covers it'll say with tablature, but you can always just list tablature, guitar tablature in your listing. It helps sell it. Here's another NASA book. Don't have a price on this one either yet, but A History of NASA, 1915 to 1980. Yeah, it's probably $20. Have to do a little more research. The Last Hotel for Women. It's actually a novel, right? That's a good $20 one. And then here was an older book club edition, Robert Silverberg. When this is in such good condition, like totally square. It is a book club edition. You can see, see right there, book club edition. This was 50 cents. That's the blue dot. I should be able to get 10 or 12 for it. I just like selling these. Kind of sci-fi guy, gotta sell them. And then here, this one was surprising. It's in the literature section. It was on the shelf above the Robert Silverberg book. They had literature, Shakespeare, but they had this book on Dante's Inferno. And I was like, oh man, it's been, golly, senior AP English, Dr. Jones, going through Dante's Inferno, writing theses and essays, and oh God, it seems like a lifetime ago. But I was like, this new translation. I looked this sucker up. It sells for 60 to $80. It's insane. I was totally shocked at this one. 50 cents. That's on Amazon, and it has an e-score of like 15 to 20. So it's not selling every day, but it's selling. It's going to sell maybe one a month or something for $60. I was shocked at it. So it just goes to show. I mean, if you're like me, I have certain sections of books that I go to and I gravitate toward. And, historically, like I didn't spend as much time saying cookbooks or, the religion section's another section. To be quite honest, if you're cherry picking with your eye, they're harder, right? Because there's a lot of chaff in that wheat. There's so much of that stuff that gets, business sections are the same for me. It's like there's so much of that gets dated and it's hard to discern with your eye. That's where sometimes the scanning does help, because if you're scanning things, you'll pick up things you don't recognize. And that's probably true in general for scanning. I've said before, I don't scan every book. I kind of do this hybrid technique. I cherry pick with my eyeball, and then sometimes I get in a section that I don't know anything about. I'll just scan several books and just kind of see what it's feeling like. It works for me. That's my teaching zone. There's no, listen, I'm not one way or the other. It's a tool in your toolbox, and you use it how best for you. If you want to scan every book, it's going to work out for you. If you develop an eye and you cherry pick, that's what I've predominantly done in all my book selling. Just in the last year, I started using a scanner to help augment stuff. But you're doing comps on eBay or Amazon anyway, so the scanner just helps with those comps, right? So it's just another tool in the toolbox. It's one of those things that I think, arming yourself with knowledge, and if you understand what sells from a genre perspective, it speeds things up for you. And anytime knowledge is power. Anytime you can keep learning, you kind of develop, an innate, sixth sense about what's going to work. It just takes time, right? And you keep studying, you keep learning. So anyway, that's what I do. I do some eyeball, some scanning, and I'm sure that I go through shelves. I'm sure that I leave stuff on the shelf that it's probably money on the table, but I'm okay with that. I do what I do, and it's, I guess that's my advice. You do you. So that's it. Kind of a good kick. I've got, I don't know, that was probably maybe 20 things. So not bad for a first start. I'll get these things listed, send some in to Amazon, get that going. And You know, you got to see cool, buy cool, and then you got to list it so you can sell it. So again, thank you for the views. Look forward to your comments and what you're finding here in the new year. And hey, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I think the stats show that I've got like 6,000 or 7,000 unique viewers, and we're sitting around 3,500 subscribers. So let's get that count up, see what happens. So that's it. You guys do good. Have a good week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.